Hello, everyone. Say hello, Davey.
Hi, everyone. Hope you're all well. Thanks for coming back and seeing us again.
And we've got an apology to make, haven't we? Another one.
Go
Because
on.
the last episode, not you, specifically me, messed up. Obviously, the footage was lost, and I've been crying all week about it.
Yeah, it was a fun chat that we had, but sadly, due to technical issues, it was not something we could salvage.
We had a really good time with it. The one bit that sticks out to me was the tour around the car park with Suzanne and the holiday they went on. That was rubbish. All these little things that we laughed about, and it's a shame we couldn't bring it to you. So, sorry, life's a bitch. Hopefully this reaction meets your expectations, and we continue to bring you high quality content.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so apologies, but we're still producing some nice stuff for you to watch. So please, enjoy.
So we're going to get straight into it now. Are you ready, Davey?
Yes.
Let's get into it then.
Karl, as you're aware, you've obviously got many celebrity fans, and you've also got a new fan, Warrick Davis, who is the short actor that many people will see in films like Return of the Jedi. He also is in Harry Potter. He's 3'6", and Ricky and I worked with him recently. And far from asking us about the many celebrity names that we've worked with, the only person he was interested in talking about, of course, Mr. K. Pilkington.
He wanted to meet you, Karl.
Yeah. Is he all right to get on with?
Why wouldn't he be?
Just because sometimes when people aren't normal, it's
Was
just...
it?
No, I just mean when someone...
Whoa.
I've met a few little people in my time. The one that I met a little fellow once, and he was all right. He got drunk really quick. But he was all right, but it took me by surprise. Only because, like I've said about when I met Steve for the first time, it's only that same thing. And then if I lived with the little fella, I'm sure we'd get on a storm.
Little fella.
There's a TV show waiting to happen.
Things wear off. That's like the world, isn't it? And it's the same with the little fella you're talking about. First time I see him, I'd be a little bit like, oh, what do you say? Whereas once you get to know him, I'm sure he'd be a lovely little fella.
I don't know where to start, Steve.
Warwick asks, really, what are your thoughts on short people, particularly in entertainment? Because, of course, they've, throughout the ages, made an appearance, particularly in fiction. Tom Thumb, of course, the Oompa
What do I think of them?
He's just wondering, I suppose, what your take is.
Oh, no.
They're all right. I mean, when I was on jury duty, every day I'd sort of see one pop in, and he'd be sort of struggling getting on the chair. And he'd sort of, he
Never been on jury duty.
In a way that he felt uncomfortable.
I have.
He'd obviously
Well,
climbed a lot of chairs in his time. And this was just another one. And watching him, it just makes you think. You go, I should appreciate that I don't have that problem every time I have to sit down and what have you. But I don't think it's that bad. If I had to pick being really tall or really small, I'd go for the really small one because, the world's a more interesting place for him, isn't it? Everything's bigger. Do you know what I mean? We go to New York and go, wow, look at this. And they go and they go, oh, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Everything's a lot bigger. Everything's more amazing. Food portions. Everything's a bonus. So out of the two, I'd be small. And maybe that's what I'd chat to Warwick about for a bit, just to get to know him.
Brilliant.
Where's that sausage?
I'd like to hear that conversation.
But I've got, speaking of like weird stuff and that, I've got a new...
Well, we weren't, but go on.
No, got a new book. Do you know I had that Freaks book? The Top 50 Freaks. Got a new one sent to me.
Really?
Yeah. And do you know, like, everything normally has a name. So, like, if it's the two-headed fella, they're all nicknames like that, aren't they?
They've got two nicknames, I imagine.
But this new book I've got, right, on the cover of this one, it's got, like, a woman with three breasts, right? And she's called the three-breasted woman, as you'd expect. The one
Makes
face.
sense.
She's posing nude, though. That's what
Ron Seal.
Tart.
Well, she looked happy. And there was a fella with like one face but two bodies.
doing one face but two
One face, two bodies.
What do you mean one face, two bodies?
Surely one head, two bodies.
Head as well, but it was mainly the face. That was weird because he looked fed up. He sort of...
What are you talking about? How
What
can
are you
have a
talking
face
about?
without a head?
How can you have? What do you mean? How did it join to the neck?
No, it did. It did have a head, but the fact is, it was weird that I had one face to me.
What do you mean?
Well,
if you've
of
got
course
one
he had-
head, you'll have one face.
Yeah, I know. But it was the fact that he had one face and two bodies that I didn't think.
But
one
why do
head-
you keep saying one face and two bodies as
Why
opposed
not
to
one
one
head?
head and two bodies? We're all the man with one face.
Yeah, but now I've got one body.
Yeah, well, surely he's the man with two bodies then. Again, the description.
Roll up, see the man with one face.
Yeah.
So it's full of stuff like that, right? And what I'm saying is that fella, you know, the one-faced man, the three-breasted woman.
He wouldn't be known as the one-faced man, is what I'm saying.
Well, they've all-
that isn't the peculiar
Or
thing about
Two-Face.
him.
Well, they all had names like that. But
Right.
there was one thing in it that didn't even have a nickname. It was so weird.
What do you mean?
It just said unidentified.
What does it look like?
Sort of testicles for eyes.
Oh my god.
That's. It just reminded me when you
What
talk
do you
about
mean
strange.
testicles fries?
And what is it? Do they have a normal body?
I didn't even look at that.
Oh,
No,
so
that's what I'm saying though. You're attracted to the oddness of the thing, and that's what I was saying about Warren when he walks in.
Warren.
You know, it'll be odd for him, and then I'm sure
He'll get over it, he'll get used to you.
I've got my head around it a bit more, and the way that there's loads of people in the world, and yet you don't see people with like dangly eyes more often. It amazes me.
I love the fact that he's amazed by not seeing freaks.
Yeah.
It's incredible. He's walking down the street going, everyone's got one head. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Suzanne, see any dangly eyes today? No, me neither.
It's weird, isn't it? What's going on in the world? Oh.
Literally eyeballs.
Went out the other night with the lads. You know, there's a few of us, you know, young, free and single.
Oh
Must
dear.
look like
Where's this story
twins.
going?
Oh, it was pretty. It looked like a boy band had gone out. It looked like,
Really?
it looked like you know, sing and hit
Oh,
the streets.
right,
A friend of mine said, let's go to a club. Right, I've been to a nightclub for a long time.
Robson and Jerome for
Is
us.
that because your glasses steam up when you walk in out of the cold?
That is a problem in the winter. I genuinely, it's very difficult to make a good impression when as you walk in, your glasses steam up straight away, and you know you got to take them off and clean them and stuff, and then you know you get a bit
On
dirty.
your white front, you pull your white fronts up
Yeah.
through the jeans,
Yeah.
clean them on that.
or the back of a girl's dress. But
Ooh.
we cruise down to the club. It's one of those big sort of.
Beggars can't be choosers.
And it's a bit of a queue. I think it's a bit of a chore. But we're queuing out. We're in good spirits. We're looking at it. It sounds pretty funky. We can hear the music coming out. You know, been in the queue for quite a while, 20, 25 minutes.
Oh, I can't be bothered with that.
25 minutes.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
that's-
we were pretty excited at this point. The doorman says, hello, lads. I said, yeah, we're coming, please. He went, no, you're not. I went, "What?"
Really?
He said, you're not coming in. And he just immediately lifted the little rope and sent us away from the queue, right? And we were slightly perplexed. We were dumbfounded. We didn't know what to do. It was like this couldn't be happening. It didn't make sense. We just queued up what was going on. And so my friend said, well, we've got to find out why he's not going to let us in. So he goes
Yeah.
back over.
I know what you wanted to do. You wanted to tie him up with logic. That'll show a bouncer.
Exactly.
Yeah, show him how educated you are and how you can win an argument and make him look stupid. You'll be in that club in no time.
That's what they appreciate. They love that. Because what they respect is being made to look like a fool.
Yeah, exactly.
So we went over and
They really look up to intellectuals.
exactly, yeah. So one of our mates goes over and he says, why didn't you let us in? And he went, because you didn't have any girls with you. Now, I'll tell you this. That's kicking you when you're down. Because when you're out on a Saturday night trying to get into a club to meet women, and the reason you're not allowed to go in a club to meet women is because you haven't got any women with you, that's just salt in the wound. It's so humiliating. So a friend of mine says that there's a VIP entrance over there. There was like a woman with a clipboard, you know, the guest list, separate entrance. She said, you know, you've got a little bit of profile, Steve. Why don't we try and use your
You
little bit
ran
of
home,
celebrity?"
got your Golden Globe in your Italy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I always carry, you know, some of the cuttings with me.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Karl's face.
And then, so I felt a bit self-conscious about that. I was thinking, I'm not into this, you know, it's a bit awkward. But he said, look, don't worry, you just stand here. Just stand here, just like you're having a conversation. I'll go over, I'll point him out, I'll go, oh, there's Steve Merchant at the office.
Oh, God, Steve.
So I thought, well, you know, the things we were
no.
out, and I was a bit frustrated, and I thought, you know, we may as well try everything. So I stand there. If my friend goes over and he has a word, and he comes back and he says, it's fine. She can't let us in the VIP entrance because she's not allowed. But what she can do is walk us to the front of the queue, right? You can walk to the front of the queue and explain. So I think, okay, fine.
Oh, God.
So we walk past everyone else, right, to the front of the queue, right? She goes up to the guy. She says, This is Steve Merchant office. The guy goes, I know he is. We're not letting him in. Oh, God. By now, of course, some people have recognised me, so they're trying to have my photo taken. So there's people inside the line that's being allowed in the club. I've got to lean across the rope to have my photo taken with them, even though I'm not allowed in the club. So they go, oh, all right, this is Steve there, and the photo's taken, right, camera phones and that. They're going into the club where the music, the party's kicking off. I'm outside waiting for the next chump who wants to have his photo taken. I mean, it's mental. So that's unbelievable.
Just don't go clubbing.
And then one guy, I remember he was chatting, and he goes, "Oh yeah, brilliant! I love the podcast and all that stuff. I love. Is Karl with you?" I said, "Oh, Karl's not out here." And his girlfriend, she went, "Who's that?" And he went, "Oh, it's just Steve Motion. He does the office. He does the thing." And she went, "Who cares? Who are you, Bruce Forsyth?" And it's that thing when suddenly I'm being humiliated and embarrassed by someone's girlfriend. I never asked for that. I never asked for her opinion on me. I'm sorry if I don't impress you, if I'm not sufficiently famous for you, but it's not my fault. It's your girlfriend who brought it up. It was like I got over to her and tried to show off, and she was annoyed. So by now, I was just furious. Oh, so God. I thought, forget this.
Well, I was walking down the street, and there's a group of builders sitting down on a cup of tea. One of them goes, "All right, Rick." I went, "All right, mate." The other one went, "Not as fat as on telly." Oh, thanks. Not as fat as on telly. So he went with, well, you are fat, but you look even fatter on telly. He didn't say, "Oh God, you don't look fat at all," or "Oh, you look big on telly, but you don't look fat." Just went with, "Not as fat as on telly." And there's nothing I can say, but cheers, mate.
Now, when you said cheers, mate, did you say that because because I'd say cheers, mate, because I'd be a little bit scared of them.
No, it was like sarcasm, and I laughed after. Yeah.
So you can get away with sarcasm with working class blokes.
I'm a little bit more secure with a working class man than you, aren't I?
I'm terrified of them. I feel like they're going to turn on me at any minute.
You don't feel confident sort of backing in a lorry driver?
Terrified.
All right.
Because if I did, he'd probably lean out and just go and get your dad, mate.
Yeah, not you.
Fuck off. I'm not.
Not you. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh, he's only got to read it down.
Oh, my favourite.
It's the diary. Here we go.
That jingle there signifying, of course, once again, another reading from the diary of Karl Pilkington. Now, of course, for those of you who have not been keeping abreast of Karl's medical complaints, just bring us up to speed, Karl. You had to go into hospital because previously you'd had...
I've been in and out, honestly. I've been in and out of that hospital. Just with
kidney stones, wasn't it?
Kidney problems, really painful and what have you. And
he had kidney stones, all right?
No, but seriously.
I had a bit of a lie-in today because I have to get up early for my operation tomorrow. Not only have I got to have tubes shoved up my knob, but I also have to get up at 5:50. Suzanne said I could have what I want for my last dinner. It's not your last dinner. You're going for an operation.
Yeah, but you can't take things for granted these days.
Oh, I had champagne piece. Suzanne made it from scratch. As nice as it was annoying because making stuff from scratch means loads of pots, and it's my job to do the washing up. So much as the food was nice, there was loads of
pans. Two of them.
People who get their last dinner on death row don't have to wash up. Got up at 5:55. You were supposed to be getting up at 5:50 on the other page. You were 5 minutes late getting up.
He's often late.
Often late. Got to the hospital and had to wait in the waiting room. There was another 9 people in there waiting to be sorted. I got called in. They sat me on a bed and took all my details down. 5 minutes later, I'd been knocked out. I got woke up when they were ripping a pipe out of my throat. I felt more rough this time. The doctor came to see me and said he couldn't find a stone, so I must have passed it. I said, "Are you sure?" He said, "Yeah, we filled your kidney with water and expanded it, and there was no hiding place." I sat in the recovery room for an hour while they found me a bed. One of the fellows who was sat in the room with me this morning got wheeled in. They couldn't wake him up. All the nurses were laughing because he didn't want to wake up. I bet they were laughing at me when I was in the theatre. Someone told me they totally strip you when they're operating. I would have looked like the alien on the Boswell incident. It's quite a nice analogy if it weren't for the fact that you said Boswell. The Roswell incident. Didn't sleep much through the night because there was a 60-year-old fella shouting at the nurse about his pillows. I don't think I slept through a full hour with one thing or another going on. My bed was next to the toilet, so I kept hearing the flush.
How do they sleep in hospitals, though? They wake you up to give you fucking sleeping pills and things, don't they? How do you sleep in there?
I don't know what it is. There's no air. There's an old fella across from me who kept breaking wind. He didn't even try and cover it. He was just at that age where he didn't care. Just like, that's what I do. I'm in the hospital, leave me alone.
What do you mean?
Just, I don't know what was wrong with him. I talked to him because at first I felt sorry for him. I was a little bit like, he's had no visitors. No one's calling him up, so I'll talk to him. But then he got that familiar with me that he'd just be doing it whilst I'm chatting to him. Just like he's my granddad or something. It's just like, oh, that's what he does. Tall animal as well. Stop doing that. Honestly, unbelievable. He didn't even try and cover it with a cough. It was just like, that's...
How would you cover it with a cough?
Just non-stop.
Got home and sat down. My pains are coming back, but the doctor said this would happen, that my insides are still in shock, so I need to take it easy. It's 9 o'clock. I'm in agony. I can't do the diary for the rest of the day. Jesus. So you may as well just tell us then what.
Suzanne just got frustrated with me because I was rolling about on the floor and she was trying to watch Arthur. Right? So that was on the other night.
I thought it was with your lodger.
So
and she said, look, if you're in pain, do something. She said,
you went and got a cold plate.
I was going to say that.
No, use an ashtray. Plates are for liver damage.
Got in a taxi. He filled up on the way, which was annoying.
He did it.
He did.
Cheeky.
That really, I mean, he could
On
see
the
us
way
in
to the
pain.
hospital.
So
Because he's not an ambulance driver.
So anyway, he gets us there and he doesn't charge us, which is pretty decent.
Oh, that's all right, yeah.
So this gay fella came through.
I didn't know he was gay.
Just the way he was. I'm not having a go. He was a good fella. Do you know what I mean?
A doctor, you mean?
No, he was he was a nurse.
Right.
And he came through and just sort of went, "Oh, how are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I've better days." So he got
As
me
you
on
mentioned in the diary, I remember the first time when I came here, they said the nurse might put a tablet up my arse. I thought the chances of that happening had just increased.
Yeah, but I would have let him do it. Honestly, I was that sort of out of it. That...
Of course you'd let him do it. He's a qualified nurse.
No, but the way I am now, say if it was just a tablet for sorting out my blood pressure, and I walked in there and he went, "Oh, hello," and he said, "Yeah, let's pop that." I'd go, "Hang on a minute." But what I mean is that night, I would have just let him put 3 up, honestly. It's just weird, isn't it? How your body just goes, let them get on with it, and you trust anyone, don't you? When you're in that much pain and you need.
And they're a qualified nurse, yes. Karl, of course, has written a poem about the experience entitled "My Ward."
All I've done here, I've been through I don't know what the word is, a bad experience,
Trauma.
A trauma. Yeah, I've been through a load of trauma. So I'm just finishing it off with a little sort of picture for people.
Go on then.
Me, a Chinese fella, and an old bloke who looked like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. Don't know what was wrong with him, but breaking wind was the symptoms. No one visited him or called him. He seemed quite lost to me. As well as wind problems, he had a colostomy. When I left, I said, "See you" to the old man. Turned out the other fella wasn't Chinese. He was from Japan. I never found out what was with him. Little picture there, haven't you, of me sat in my ward. I'm sat there with that fella who I didn't talk to, the old fella who had wind problems. And that's what a poem is, isn't it?
But the detail about you thought he was Chinese and he turned out to be Japanese, how is that evolved? That's just a piece of misinformation.
It's just
I like it.
I imagine a lot of people make
I
the
like
same
it because
mistake.
you know why? It's like he even makes digressions within his poem.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like he could have gone back and erased that, but he didn't. He left that digression in, and I think that's great.
Let's be honest. Had a late night last night because I stayed up to watch a program about monkeys.
It's already good.
Of course you did.
It's already good.
Now, before I read on, I mean, is this not some kind of monkey news? Is this not a late return to monkey news?
Hey,
Well,
Dave.
it's not that good.
Is it not? Whereas the other monkey news is,
Oh, chimpanzee, that's some more shit.
this is what he says. This is what he's doing from the program about monkeys. It sat on a bridge and wanted stuff off people to walk over the bridge.
What?
So it was acting as some kind of toll booth.
This
was
is
it?
ridiculous.
No, it was a bridge in like the jungle.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
And it's a monkey that sat on a bridge. And a lot of tourists go through the area.
No, it's a monkey
to look at them.
who realised that if he sits there, he'll get stuff because it looked like it's a cute little chimp begging.
No, but every time.
Yeah, because you give a monkey, you give it to, oh, I'm as bad as him now. If you give a chimpanzee a banana and he starts realising that humans have things to give.
Yeah, but it's all
Squirrels
sorts of
learn
stuff.
that. But you don't go, oh, you wouldn't say, oh, went to the park, the squirrel's waiting at the gate. You have to give them a toll to go in. They're not going to give them a nuts. They come up to you every time. You fucking idiot.
Went to bed after watching it, fell asleep thinking about it on the bridge right now. It's a bit bad, really, because the monkey should work harder for its food. It made me remember the slug I saw yesterday that was eating bird poo. Nobody would ever help a slug with food like they do with ducks and monkeys. A slug's life is pretty bad. The only time they come out of their den is when it's raining.
Den.
So even their days out are depressing.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
It is like, it's a horrible thing to be in it. A slug.
Talking about what is it like to be a slug?
No, just because like the monkey, even though it's been quite aggressive, everyone was like, "Oh, give it some water," and it was well like kitted out. It had like chocolate bars, bottled water, some like fizzy stuff, and all that.
An iPod. It was listening to Monkey News.
It could have had one if it wanted one. It was getting away with murder on that bridge, and that's just because it was furry. Yeah, if that was like a blob, like a slug, there's no way people would be that friendly towards it, and it just annoys me how you get this pecking order for like no matter what creature you are, favoritism. And that slug was only eating that bird poo because it wasn't being offered stuff.
If it was offered toffees or whatever.
Well, it's just sad, isn't it? It's come to that. That's what its life has come to.
It's not. It's down on its fucking luck.
It didn't live in a big country house,
No,
and his
but
wife
it
left
is.
it. The kids went. It started hitting the
watching
bowl.
it, and I kind of thought, and look, they do only come out in the rain, and it's depressing, and it'll probably get killed in a bit. And that was its last meal. I just
Last meal.
But it
people
wouldn't
don't care.
prefer steak and chips, Carl. It
No,
doesn't
a leaf.
have.
It must like a leaf or at the end of the day, it's an insect. They love
It's
it.
not an insect.
Well, it's part of that gang. It's part of that.
They hang out together. They hang
Gang.
out together.
Why do you think it's part of that
Because
gang?
it knocks about in the woods in the same place as a spider does. But what I'm saying is they're eating boring stuff because that is what's
It's
in
not
their
boring
area.
stuff to them. They're not. I have no opinion of it at all. They take in sustenance.
No, but where you are is what you eat. When I'm in London, I'll have beans on toast for lunch. On holiday, what? Tapas? Go on, I'll have a bit. So it's whatever you eat, what's in that area.
Suzanne went off to work and I went to the shop to buy some envelopes. The shop was empty, but the fellow behind the counter was on the phone and just kept talking, even though he could see I was waiting. I started to count backwards from 20. When I got to 6, he hung up and served me. I won't use the shop again. Question, why count backwards from 20?
So he's thinking, what's going to happen at 1? If I start counting from 1, he's going, well, let him carry on.
What, out loud?
So, not really loud, but like more of a mouth action so he could see I was doing it. Do you know, like
Sorry, you just started miming counting backwards to a man in a shop.
he's on the phone. The shop
Yes.
is empty. I
Yes.
thought he'd like me custom. He could have served me and stay on the phone. Even though I don't like that, at least he's still doing what he needs to do.
I just said,
working the
sorry,
shop.
can I just get these, please?
Yeah. Well, I stood there and I thought it's annoying me now. My kidneys aching and I started to get a bit of a sweat on. So I thought, right, I'm going to give him 20 seconds. And if he hasn't got off the phone, I'm leaving.
You are
giving
one of the
yourself.
strangest people.
It's just giving yourself a thing. I could have been stood there for
Free.
ages.
He's one of the strangest people who's free to walk.
Yeah.
It's
the
about
streets.
no. I set myself
have
a
to
little
speak up.
target, and I thought I don't want to
Definitely.
waste another.
just say,
30
"Excuse me."
seconds in here. I'll give him 20. It worked. He served me at 6.
But it didn't work. Yeah, but did he do it because you were doing that, or did he finish his phone call?
I don't know. I was busy counting.
Oh, Karl. He never ceases to amaze, does he? No, but this is the thing. Oh, God. Oh, that diary. Is he going to do a poem all the time? Because I enjoy those poems. I mean,
don't
like
know.
you said, I don't know if you could say that nowadays, can you? About, oh, you got it wrong with Japanese and Japan.
Probably not.
Yeah,
But at the
Chinese,
time, he got away with it.
Yeah, I mean, he's such a. I mean, this kidney stone problem, because you didn't see the last reaction we did, but the kidney stone problem was a big deal for Karl. You can tell it really affected him because he felt like he was, it felt like he was. It's the biggest thing that's ever happened to him. And the other people, Karl, Ricky, and Steve, aren't taking it seriously, are they?
No, they just think it's a big joke and something to laugh about.
What do you think of the gay nurse? Yoo-hoo!
Typical stereotype there.
Yoo-hoo! Driven up. And the Monkey News came back for you because you enjoyed Monkey News, didn't you?
Yeah, it was funny. It was nice to have a little nod to the old monkey-based comedy.
But as the diary overtook Monkey News for you now, do you think? Is
I
it
think
better?
so. The content's better than his own personal diary. Yeah, much better.
Yeah, much better. I just want to say again, Davey, thank you for your support on my channel as well. Because I was on your podcast the other day and you were saying how much you were what's the word looking for? You appreciated the help I'd given you, but you've given me a lot of support too. So I just want to mention that on my channel too. So
well, thanks very much. I'm happy to help you, and you help me, and so on. But we didn't come on here to give each other self-praise. We do that on a regular basis without having a camera in front of us.
Yeah, we do that in private.
Indeed, we do.
Turtle doves. Anyway, we'll let you go for now. Say goodbye, Davey.
Goodbye. As always, thanks very much for joining us, and we'll see you soon.
See ya. Take care now.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.